There are 33 of them, all privates and NCOs in the Territorial Army. For the next 7 weeks, the Territorial Force Commissioning course at Waiouru will find out if they have the right stuff to earn the Queen's Commission and wear the mask of command as Territorial officers. Now they march in step together, but at home they hold down jobs of all sorts.
I'm a student at Auckland University.
I'm a warehouse manager for a brewery up in Auckland.
I've just finished university.
Right, clear! Left, right, left, right, left, right!
I'm a student down there doing commerce.
I'm doing a BBS accountancy degree.
Left, clear!
Savvy Street, I'm a doctor.
My job at the moment is in marketing.
I'm a kindergarten teacher.
I've just finished my nursing studies. I don't actually have a full-time job. I work for the tax department.
I'm currently a student at the University of Waikato.
My name is Sergeant Major Williams. I'm the company sergeant major for the TFCC course.
Sergeant Major Wings Williams will nurse them through the course, but Commandant Lieutenant Colonel Dunn will decide whether they pass or fail.
Well, like you, I've just come directly from summer's holiday, or what was left of it.
The holiday's over. They're left in no doubt that it's going to be tough.
If some of you look upon this as a hobby or a fill-in, then you may as well, first of all, change your attitude, adopt a different approach, because what you're here to do is to learn to lead men and women in the New Zealand Army.
Most of us pray that we or our sons or daughters will never have to go to a military camp to be trained and equipped for war. But these young Kiwis are keenly different. They volunteered. They've sat exams and faced selection boards to get here. The Army works by tidiness, order, conformity. The process of finding out whether they are officer material begins by equipping them as ordinary soldiers. They start as grunts. The Army knows every bit of equipment they'll need and how they must use and wear it.
We'll go back to the barracks.
Once the 33 officer cadets have been given uniform appearance, the main work can begin, to instill in them uniform habits of behavior, discipline and command.
So that'll give you an incentive to keep going. Right, left, right, left, right.
The course has quite a reputation. The last thing that 33 Territorials want is to be dismissed by the professionals as part-time soldiers. They seem ready for a tough and testing 7 weeks.
7 weeks of virtually hell, I think.
I think this course will be one of the toughest things I've ever done, from what I've heard.
I hope it's not going to be so hard I don't make it.
Just looking forward to it. It's obviously going to be really hard, but I'm looking forward to it.
I think it's going to be bloody hard.
I really want to get into it.
The next 7 weeks, who knows? I think it'll be exciting.
It's a lot of hard work.
And I wouldn't have a clue what to expect.
I'm not too sure what to expect.
Without a doubt, the hardest thing that I'll ever do in my life.
But why would anyone volunteer for 7 weeks of hell?
There's a range of motivation behind a lot of them. Some do it for the normal draw cards of action, challenge and adventure, something different. Others have a strong interest in the military. Others have a fairly shallow motivation of they feel that being an officer is something sort of pillar of society, sort of officers' club stuff. They don't usually succeed. But the people who have a genuine interest in leading others, doing something active and adventurous, getting paid to do it, is all part of it.
Eyes, front! One! Stand out! Ease! One! Okay, listen in, watch this way. If you think you're here for a holiday, ladies and gentlemen, you can forget it. You are to give 110% effort. If you don't, I will slam the whole class. There will be history at the end of the class. There will be no talking at all. You keep your mouth shut, you give your best effort.
Pace, don't slow down.
If you cannot do that, I suggest you go home right now. So I can tell you right from the start, only 20 of you will graduate from this class.
To the outsider, it can seem bullying and macho to the point of absurdity. But the Army won't waste time on them unless they show they can hack it. The first thing the Army needs to know is how fit they are. This is the required fitness level test. The women have to run the 2.4 kilometre course in under 11 minutes. The men are allowed 10 minutes, and they're all keen to do much better than that.
Finish it off. 9 minutes 18. 10, 25, 26, 27.
And as soon as they've passed the finish line, the men have to do 30 press-ups and 55 sit-ups. The women, 40 sit-ups and 20 press-ups.
52. 11 minutes 52. Well done. Not a problem. Keep going, no, jog into the space. Inside, jog in. Stretch when you get ahead. Don't sit down. As you can see there, when he's laying back, the shoulder blades are square on the mat. As he sits up, his elbows past the knees. It is a continuous exercise. No resting at the top, no resting at the bottom.
Already, the officer cadets are doing what the Army recommends, finding a buddy and working together in pairs.
Stop. That is 100%.
Deborah Dench and Cassandra Mounsey work together.
94, 94 all the way. And again. 95, come on, to me.
Grant Palmer encourages Clarence Brown, who isn't finding it easy. But in the end, they both get good results.
Corporal, run 9:18. Sit-ups 101.
Corporal, run 10:30, 95 sit-ups. Good press-ups now. Hands go in a bit, your shoulders aren't that wide. Good more. Inside, that's the one. Keep a straight line throughout the test. Where we go. Just the position. Okay, now start. That's 1.
Right, you may look
2,
standing. Stay
3,
properly standing at ease.
2, good. Down a bit lower. 3, 1. 7. 8, keep your head up. 9. Going well, keep it up. Keep that straight line. Keep it going. Good effort. 49.
You're not going to pass an RFL doing ugly-looking press-ups like that. Every time you get up in the morning, you do 20. When you come home from lunch, you do another 20. 20, 20, 20, all through the day. By the end of the day, you've done about 300 press-ups.
26.
Ted Fernyhoe nearly makes it. He manages 26 press-ups.
26. To the back of the line. Next.
Is that 90 degrees in your elbow? It's down there, isn't it? So you've got to drop the shoulders down and then push up. There you go. Try again. Keep the head up. Come on, push with the arms. Pretty ugly looking press up.
Cassandra Mounsey's out of it after a couple.
The hips up, they're starting to sag already. Go to the back, have another go.
Brown, CL. 29, Corporal. Kirby. 29, Corporal. Monty.
2, Corporal.
Palmer.
Corporal, 49.
Some of them got too bad. Good effort. Some of us have got a lot of work to do. A heck of a lot of work. Double out there.
Fail on any exercise and you do the lot again until you get it right. And if you can't get it right, you're out. The hectoring is ceaseless. Everything is urgent, and even more when the Sergeant Major says so.
Come on, you females, you're getting into your lunch hour. You haven't got time to gossip there while you're getting changed. Get into uniform and get outside.
I always find the abuse and the insults hard to take, but I think it's got a place, and that's the whole thing. It's all that mental and physical stress they're putting you under, and they're waiting to see whether you can handle it or not, and if you can't, maybe you shouldn't be here.
What do you think about being treated equally?
I think that's fair and fair alike as well. There shouldn't be a standard for women and a standard for men. If you're all training to do the same job, you should do it just as well.
Lunch.
Let's go.
Time here at a coffee house and carry on. You're given a set of timings to work to. Get out there.
On parade, 32, 1 in transit. Go, Major.
Thank you, Mr. Martin. Fall in. And as I said earlier, because we went a bit over time with RFL tests, we've had to arrange a slight extension to the lunch hour. But that does not give you an excuse to take your time. I have already impressed upon you now for the 3rd time for you to start using this sense of urgency when it comes to timings. So if you're told to be formed up, ready for your lunch in 10 minutes, it means 10 minutes.
The RFL test was their first hurdle. What do they think of it so far?
Press-ups. Like you can get away with normal press-ups, but with these guys, they're pretty strict, you know. So you can normally pump out 40 or 50. This time, you know, people are struggling to do 30.
I feel pretty good about the run and the sit-ups. I didn't find them too hard, and I came in on quite a good time in the run. But my press-ups are abysmal, and it's going to take a lot of practice.
The run, good. I didn't do very well. I'm not very happy with myself.
The run was very difficult, especially the breathing in the high altitude here.
The run is the worst. The run is the thing I find hardest. Short legs, don't like to move fast.
Have another drink of juice. The Army knows best.
Earn a cordial. Make sure you get some liquid into you.
On this command, you relax in that position. It does not imply that you move about and don't you look at me, and fidget with yourself. They said, don't you move your hands about, Mr. Clements. And the last thing we want to see are beady little eyes flicking about the place and idle people moving their feet or arms to shoo away a little fly. So you remain relaxed, but still adopting a military posture. Brings up!
Like all the professional soldiers, Staff Sergeant Va Tuitui will be at pains to address the cadets as Mr. or Miss. After all, they could be officers one day.
Take your places. Move! Stand still once you're there. What am I, talking to a tree?
That doesn't protect them from his standard Army-issued dressing down.
As you can see, your dressing is abysmal. It's horrible. When you're moving about, forward or rearward, you must maintain your dressing. On the command, move double weight aside of the parade ground. Mark!
Individual fire control order.
They spend a lot of time in the classroom on drill of a different kind. Memory drill, as the procedures for field tactics are locked into their minds. They have to learn all the steps of a tactical decision, so they'll know automatically how to carry out a tactical appreciation in the heat of battle.
Slightly left of axis. Small bush. Enemy in that area. Watch and shoot.
And they're almost ready to find out what it's like when the heat is on under battle conditions, when it's kill or be killed.
Is on the working parts towards the rear of the weapon.
Each must memorize the serial number of their standard issue Steyr rifle, capable of single or automatic fire. Made in Austria, the stocks are plastic. They're light, serviceable, efficient. In the first field exercise among the hilly tussocks of the Waiouru Training Grounds, the noise of the battlefield tests the leadership lessons learned in the quiet classroom. It's possible now that women will lead combat troops.
To the left of the axis!
Give fire control order.
Rifle group!
They
have to do their best to summon up the harsh and forceful voice of command.
Move up onto the high ground!
Not move fucking forward slightly. Get onto the high ground!
Sergeant Major Wings Williams is rather better equipped.
Listen, rifle group, prepare to move. Go on.
Rifle group, prepare to move! Rifle group, prepare to move!
Drop their packs.
Drop packs!
Follow you, and you go and do your assault and take that enemy position out. You've got your fire support. Use it. Away you go.
The 33 officer cadets have been split into 3 sections. Each of them takes a turn leading the others.
Get yourself a partner, everybody! And keep apart!
Come on, move your asses! Haven't got fire support lasting all day.
They're firing laser beams, and the IWES, Army acronym for Infantry Weapons Effect Simulation System, attached to their rifles, hats and uniforms, are registering mortal shots and near misses.
Remove his weapon!
The battle against a mock enemy of other territorials was much more demanding than they'd expected. It left Rebecca Easterbrook with a husky voice and the realization that there's plenty of work ahead.
I was a bit unsure of actually what to do, so I was busy trying to... but it wasn't. I mean, there's heaps of room for improvement. I mean, I'd be lucky if I got 5, probably. But, never mind, we've still got the whole day yet. Christ, it's only 8 o'clock.
Whatever the conditions, they must all keep up the pace and pull their weight. There are 29 men and 4 women, but to the Army, they are simply 33 officer cadets.
It seems a lot harder for women. You know, you've got to be a real certain type. I don't feel discriminated, but I just feel that some things, I mean, you've got to accept that women aren't the same shape as guys, and that physically that sometimes, you know, you won't be able to make it or keep up. You know, like carrying the packs. I mean, we've got a book that says, you know, soldiers of all levels should only be carrying about 1/3 of their body weight. Well, I'm carrying half mine, and Kirsty Clayton is carrying over half of hers. And, you know, it's like if we were given the weight that the guys that were 100 kilos, say, were carrying, I mean, it would be so much easier, because all right, for them, they'd be strolling off, you know, with less than 1/3 of their body weight. We're sort of plodding up in the rear.
The stress will get more severe. The course is only 7 weeks, but they'll cover the basics of all the subjects more fully dealt with in the year-long professional officers course. There's no doubt about their spirit. They're all keen and willing, but for some, the heat, the work, the strain are telling.
She just fainted a wee bit with the... It could be because of the lack of eating too, eh? You know, not eating, probably. Yeah, there's no really nourishment in the body to keep them going. Because with the heat and that too. And of course the hard work they've been doing over the last couple of days will certainly bring this on quite easily. Big your knees up.
This is a Board of Studies meeting, known as a BOS, when the Army's tutors assemble 3 times during the course to assess each cadet's progress and performance. Already, 4 officer cadets have been sent home, and another is getting close. She could be given a final warning.
Physical fitness, where she will often break down and cry, or, as on one occasion, faint. She displays poor practical skills despite an honest effort. Recommend final warning.
Right, Miss Easterbrook, you have been paraded to me as a result of the last Board of Studies held today, the 20th of January. You lack a firm leadership style, and your understanding of minor tactics is well below that of your peers. Your physical performance has fallen below the required level. This has resulted in a lack of self-confidence and credibility when placed in command situations. This has also resulted in a lack of credibility and ability to command effectively. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
If you have not progressed by the next Board of Study, I will have you removed from the Territorial Force Commissioning course.
There are questions about everybody on the course, and that is our job. When those question marks arise about their leadership ability or their personality, which is also part of the leadership overall picture, we will endeavour to investigate that a bit further by putting them in situations of stress or command, and either have that question mark removed or confirmed.
When officer cadets are removed from the course, they're sent home that night, quickly and quietly after counselling. The Army fears the disappointment of those who are leaving could infect and restrict the others, and so a clean, immediate break is best. After the field exercise, the 29 remaining cadets, many of them under the added pressure of a final warning, are back in camp. More drill, classroom studies, and heavy concentration on physical fitness.
55 sit-ups, 30 press-ups, straight into it, sit-ups unsupported. Come and see me once you're finished. Give me your numbers.
Here, lift the hips up, right, sit up. Here, lower. That's the position.
55 sit-ups, 30 press-ups, fellas, straight into it. Let's do that now.
Carry on. The ugly one again. Keep the head up.
Come on, go to one. Push it. Do more. Push it. Push it. Go, lady. Hurry up. 55 sit-ups, 30 press-ups. Ladies, 40 and 15. Report.
The Army keeps impressing on them the first demand of leadership. You can't ask anyone else to do it until you've shown that you can do it yourself.
Yep. So, 30 press-ups, 51 sit-ups. 51. How many did I say you had to do?
55, son.
So why come to me with 51? Is that how you go through life, is it?
No, son.
Incomplete.
No, son.
You go and bloody finish. Hurry up.
Son.
It's pathetic.
There's another thing the Army insists on.
Sergeant, 15 press-ups and 42 sit-ups.
You do what you are told.
40, Sergeant.
If I say do 40, you do 40, lady, you understand?
Sergeant.
Not less, not more. Just exactly what you're told.
60 sit-ups, 30 press-ups, Sergeant. How many did I say to do?
55 sit-ups.
So why'd you do 60?
110%, Sergeant.
Good answer. Off you go.
Thank you, Sergeant.
Smart ass.
Oh, jeez. Lovely.
The Army believes cleanliness isn't next to godliness, but far outranks it. Dr. Clarence Brown does his best to get the floor as clean as an operating theatre.
And you've got your cord that way. Yeah.
There's only one way to wrap an iron cord. These cadets think the ablution block is spotless. The Sergeant Major does not agree.
Who in this room then are responsible for the cleaning of the ablutions? D, ablutions, toilets. All of you. All right, I've had a look at the taps and some of the wash basins. They still have scum, soap, old soap. Some of the taps still have old soapy-like scum on them. That breeds disease. Right, you'll need to pay more attention to that. If you've got a couple of minutes before the parade, what's the time now?
7:18, sir.
You've got a couple of minutes to do it. Make sure that that is done before the commanding officer inspects. Carry on.
The course orderly is going to come along with the two gentlemen. I'll call the room.
Hey, who is the gentleman that's coming? Is that just, EOC? The platoon command?
Yes.
Stop!
Do you clean those windows, Mr. Batten? Yes, sir. From the outside as well? Yes, sir. I could do with another clean. Sir. Bloody filthy.
The only thing the unfortunate officer cadets can be sure of is that fault will be
Look at
found.
that bedroll. That is pointless. Different size blankets all together on the sides. That one is a hell of a lot longer than that one. Yes, sir. Unless I'm going blind. Like I said before, lace those up. Any shoes or boots you've got will be laced up to the right to the top. That is not very smart. This room is not up to scratch yet. It's going to take a lot more time to get it up to speed. Bedrolls are getting there, but not perfect. Right. Cha!
Evening, sir. Yes, sir. Room 2 on parade, strength 10.
I suppose the theory is that any soldier can move into any unit, know what's expected and become efficient right away. And if people can be trained to get the little things right in the barracks, they'll get the big things right on the battlefield.
Why have you lot got towels on your bed and the rest of the rooms haven't? There's got to be one standard all the way through. The rest of them haven't got towels over the ends of their bed. You will take them off.
Right, for ease of explanation, we class prisoners into 3 categories.
Wings Williams is one of the few instructors who've seen active service. He was in Borneo and Vietnam.
Category 2 is a wounded prisoner. And what do you think of Category 3 is, Mr. Garnett? A dead or apparently dead prisoner. Now, I know you've heard me talk before of my past experiences away over in another land, but they used to do that. Used to have with the dead bodies, booby trap them, right? So the people would go up and thinking they were not dead or so, and then try to search them and turn them over, and there's a grenade there and it goes up. Now you have to take the precautions that he isn't in fact booby trapped. So all you would do, using your toggle rope or string, attach it to the one side of the prisoner, go over undercover and what? Pull him over, all right? Just to ensure that he's not booby trapped. Okay? Now we've got Mr. Burgess here, so he can demonstrate for us. Going. Get up, Mr. Burgess. All right. So other methods of getting the prisoner into a position of, what do we call it? Submission. No. Now, you must realise that this prisoner can't talk English. So right from the word go, you have to treat them firmly, but not cruelly.
The part of the prisoner is played by the weapons instructor, who must be glad that he made sure the officer cadets were issued only blanks for their Steyr
Get
rifles.
the prisoner in a position where we can search him, and this is how we start. We'll use the vehicle, we'll move him.
Wings draws on his Vietnam experience to demonstrate how to quickly disarm prisoners and search them for documents.
Now, as I said, when you're dealing with a prisoner, you must show to him that you mean what you say. So he is to be treated firmly, without cruelty. So the first thing they've got to do is get him into a position, such, with his arms against the wall. And to do that, he moves them vigorously, pushing him up there, kicks his feet out. Right? Now, gets him up so that he is just off balance. Now, from there you conduct your basic search, and you do it by running your hands over the prisoner, first of all patting around, all around, down, carry on, patting around, all around the prisoner's upper area, through the pockets to remove maps, notebooks and so on. So mainly what you're looking for is hidden documents, right? What are you going to do about this lot here? You got your section commanders bloody doing nothing, looking at him. He's over here for a turkey shoot. Can't you see you've been hit by enemy 50 plus? Get your section commander to do something about it now.
Wings Williams is well aware this isn't a real battlefield, but for his pupils, it's starting to feel like one.
You have a deep voice. You need to pitch it higher. Shout like a bloody girl.
It's the biggest test of initiative, knowledge and stamina that the officer cadets will face.
Come on, 2 section, let's go!
A demanding field exercise that'll go on for 4 days and nights.
Right, you should be taking the time to reload your mags.
Get him out of there!
Down there, Mr. Palmer.
She's dead. No, she wasn't. She only had a leg wound.
Right, she's fucking dead now, isn't she?
It hurts, it hurts.
Yeah. What's the matter? I need relief with this.
No one's there.
Push it on,
Come as well. You can swap over later. Come as well.
They've been overrun, kicked out of their defensive position. Now they withdraw to find a place to dig in and defend.
Hey, listen in to me! CFCC, listen in to me! We will halt this attack! We will take him out by bayonet or hand-to-hand combat! You will stand fast in this position! You will not move! You will stand fast or you will die! Here!
With something of a John Wayne sense of the melodramatic, the old warhorse sets them digging. The test now is whether they can dig their trenches in the right way, the way they've been taught by their critical and vigilant tutors.
Priority is get your bloody pit down, 18 inches. Instead of dithering around, get on with it.
Grant Palmer's got the message.
There's a saying in the army that If you don't dig, you die. And each one of us here needs to have one of these. We're buddied up with a partner. It's pretty hard work.
I think the procedure's slow. They're going to have to get a move on in the digging, otherwise they'll be still digging tonight.
Through the night they dig. The regulation trench is 4 feet 6 deep and 6 feet long. That's a hell of a lot of dirt to shift.
We'll be down by 1 o'clock. Which is, yeah, 5 hours odd.
Having a good time. I think it's good to get out and do this sort of thing. No, it's too easy to get soft.
By the morning, Cassandra Mounce's cheerfulness may be wearing thin. The sleep deprivation is deliberate.
I've never been this tired. It's incredible. Another few hours to go yet. So, could be interesting later on today. Everyone's feeling the pressure, I think.
They may have left the barracks behind, but not the inspections.
You allow this sort of standard amongst your soldiers when you graduate. You're basically saying, I don't mind if you take a mortar round and get killed. You had a feed yet this morning, Mr. Gore?
Sorry, sir?
You had a feed yet?
Sir.
How much sleep do you get?
0, sir.
Didn't you sleep while you're working on your shovel?
I might have been in a different world, sir, but no sleep.
Okay, go back a bit, Mr. Adams. Your bottom of your feet. Okay, you've got another 2 feet on there, haven't you, Mr. Adams? We're not here to build mansions. Right. So that is far too large.
Oh, bye. You learn on mistakes here. That's all there is to it, isn't it? I mean, look at that. It's long enough, but boss says dig it out. Got no choice. It's a bastard, though.
Over the past 36 hours, some of them may have snatched 2, maybe 3 hours sleep. But the pressure keeps coming. The battle is over, but the testing continues. The 18-kilometre route march back to camp must be completed by noon, and 3 of their comrades, severely injured, must be carried in the stretchers up a steep hillside. They'll do it on porridge and cold pumpkin, and the usual hectoring commands.
Listen in, section man here. Move out at 0730. Tasks, morning routine, which will include sorting out your kit, cleaning your weapon, having a hot meal. Primary task, construct stretcher to move a wounded patient who is in this area from here to another given RV. 34 minutes from now. Understood?
So, Major.
Okay, people, get your cups canteen out. 2 sections.
Come on, people, get some food into you now.
Right, yes.
Get a hot meal. You get something hot. Where?
Here, someone, look, take care of this, lifting this up. Lift it up. Yeah, shoot.
You want something hot into your crew? Get your hexes ready.
Rebecca Easterbrook's still on final warning. She certainly isn't going to give in. But like the rest of them, she's very tired.
Then, Commander, where's our bloody meal of bacon and eggs, enemy?
The Sergeant Major tries to flavour a rough and ready breakfast with some heavy humour.
You carry on, bloody sections, don't you listen to me. Don't you dare listen to me. Hurry up, enemy. I want my bacon and eggs.
This is cold. I don't know. I'm here, it's food. Go.
Still going to make it?
I am too. I am to make it. No point giving up now.
The time limit given, there's ample time for people to carry out morning routines.
Show more down that way,
weapons, get hot meals from their ration packs and hot tea into them, construct the task and get on the road in the time given.
Not the best of exercises for Steve Adams. His trench was too big, and now Wings ticks him off because he's been slow to organise his section.
Don't you?
Just the normal lashing, and then you do another lashing.
The ambulance collection point is 4 kilometres away. They travel in 3 groups, 8 or 9 to a stretcher. As the climb steepens, each group adjusts the load. It's easier on the shoulders.
Come on, hurry up.
Underneath that. Come on, let's keep moving. Rightio, here we go. In, out, in, out, in, out, in.
Come on, Joyce, get up front here and motivate these two.
22.
Just slack them.
In, out, in, out, in, out, in. Come on, we're going to get this guy at the top. He needs it. In, out, in, out, in, out, in. Keep it going, come on.
Come on. Get in there in the center box.
Come on, keep moving, keep moving.
Keep it going.
If you're not carrying, you still have work to do. Encourage the others.
Let's push it, people.
In, out, in, out, in, out, in. In, out, in, out, in, out, in.
In, out, in, out.
Keep it going, Russ, keep going.
In, out, in, out, in, out, in.
Come on, hurry up. Sort it out. People get in front of you. Sort it out. 1, 2, 3, go. Let's go.
Who the fuck is that? No, let's get under there quickly. Get under there.
Who's lost it?
Get under there.
Take it.
Get under there.
Come on.
Come on!
Up we go.
Oh, the guys have got it too. In, out, in, out, in, out, in.
Jamie, quickly.
Halfway up, Doc Brown has an excellent idea. Foam bedding rolls help ease the pressure.
Come on. Get in time. Hey.
You're almost there. Don't worry what's in front of you. Just walk right through that.
Get in here.
That's it, Adams.
Come on, you can't see anything looking straight ahead, Mr. Clayton. You look at your bloody men.
Come on, keep pushing.
In, out, in, out, in, out, in.
Down over there. Hurry
Under
up.
control. Under
it.
control. Lower. Okay.
Right, just out on the right here in twos. Quickly, get over there.
Good weapons.
You sort yourself out and get that pack on, Mr. Fadden. Hurry up, the rest of you. And twos.
Here.
They've delivered the injured to the ambulance collection point. Some relief. But there's still 14 kilometres of marching over rough tracks. As weariness increases, concentration slips. That's why Grant Palmer twisted an ankle.
Sorry? You want some water? Yes, please.
in these grounds here, my ankle went over and I just had so much weight, just crushed my ankle and went down with it.
Who's this? What's the matter, Mr. Palmer?
Bring him, sir.
And last cruel blow for gutsy Rebecca Easterbrook. She stumbles and falls.
Okay, Miss Easterbrook, so far, good effort. Want to carry on without a pack.
Okay, Miss Easterbrook, slip the pack off. Slip it off your shoulders. Release it.
Yeah, but they're not on final warning.
After 3.5 days of testing themselves against an enemy, the Army's demands, their own commitment, sleeplessness and physical exhaustion, they're almost home.
You look, no collapse in the heat.
In front of your
Look staunch.
They're going to have a good impression of you as two commanders.
Look like it's just another walk in the park. Not a problem.
Kid, mate.
Take your pack off, sit down, rest, straighten your clothes up. Look like it was nothing. That's what you're required to do when you leave. Never mind the pain.
Now that's important.
The thing they want to do now is get into camp, throw their gear on the floor, get under the shower and fall into bed. But that's not the way the Army does it.
Come on, let's go. Form up.
They haven't the energy to put on a swagger as they march the last 300 metres. But Cassandra Mounsey, at the head of the middle rank and still with her 30-kilo pack on her back, comes home proudly.
Tona! We're back in camp now.
What's the working part in the envelope?
Didn't pass on that one?
No.
Yeah, you got some?
Was it worth all this? They seem to think so. It's a price they'll happily pay to be officers in the Territorial Army, and the speeches and parades of graduation day are just around the corner. But there's still one last hurdle to go.
This is the final board of studies for the Territorial Force Commissioning course, and I just make the point that I just want everyone to consider carefully what you're going to say. If you're talking about, if you've come with any sort of prejudiced view on people, if you've made up your mind already on people, don't. The final decision will rest with me or whether someone graduates or not. And I would remind you that in 7 weeks we can only really get to the point where we can say in time, can this person handle the job as a young officer in the Territorial Force.
Sir, Miss Easterbrook is one of the most determined individuals on the course. And I don't think I've seen anybody more determined yet to come through this place. She is confident in her ability to succeed, but just seems to lack the maturity and the knowledge to currently pass this course.
All right, we won't dwell on it any longer. Miss Easterbrook is to be removed from the Territorial Force Commissioning course. Adams is to graduate. D.O. Dench graduates. Mrs. K.A. Clayton graduates. Brown C.L. is to graduate. E.J. Fernyhoe will graduate. Harmer is to graduate. Miss Mounsey will graduate. R.M.K. Anderson graduates. Clements, Mays,
33 of them came here 7 weeks ago. 20 have graduated. Tomorrow they're back to civilian life as accountants, students, steelworker, doctor, dentist, teacher. But they've shown they can handle the strange and exacting demands of the Army. They've earned the right to take a step up its ladder, and as territorial officers, wear the mask of command.
Luckily, halfway through they got changed and I was the patient, so I got I got carried up the hill.
No, I need to find something else for me to do on the weekends. So.
The only thing I had come across was sort of this part anyway.
And he used to stand there every night with his pins going, I don't like the man, I don't like the man. Poking pins into this doll.
Yours look pretty good. Oh, don't they?
Just take them by the basket, bro.
This program was made with the help of your broadcasting fee, so you can see more of New Zealand on air.